morning students. Now we discuss the second law. It's the law of constant proportions. Okay. So law of constant proportion was discovered by Joseph Proust. Joseph Proust in 1779. And it's stated as, it's a very simple, नाम से पता चलेगा, constant proportion. So whatever the sources of these compounds, you know the compound is made up from two different elements, understood? And molecule is made up from two similar elements. So when these two different elements mix with each other, you will get compounds. And whatever the sources of compounds, having the composition of elements on the basis of atomic mass, understood? So it is defined, it is stated as, in a compound the composition of the elements are remain fixed whatever sources of this substance. Just for example, we say that water. Okay, now in the water formula is H2O. You know the different sources of water is obtained from river, sea, lake, rainwater, etc., etc. But the chemical composition remains same, H2O, and in the H2O the proportion in between hydrogen H2 oxygen, hydrogen H2 oxygen is remain same. Just for example, let's say that hydrogen atomic mass here 1, but there are 2 hydrogen, hence we will have 2 H2 16. 2 H2 16, so it simplify it is 1 H2 8. So 1 H2 8 is the proportion of hydrogen H2 oxygen in water. Any difficulty? Same thing for carbon dioxides. Carbon dioxides. In the carbon dioxide CO2, so carbon H2 oxygen is 12 H2 32. You know how we write 32 here? Because there are 2 oxygen. One oxygen mass is 16, another is also 16. So 12 H2 32. Again it will be simplified 3 H2 8. Which term we have to take common? 4. Okay. So 3 H2 8. Then we take calcium carbonates. In the calcium carbonate, calcium H2 carbon H2 oxygen is 40 H2 12 H2 48. You know how it is 48? Because there are 3 oxygen. So क्या होगा इसका simple ratio? 10 H2 3 H2 12. 10 H2 3 H2 12. Is there also the which common? 4 is common. Okay. Then we take another one example, ammonia. Anyone test the formula? NH3. So nitrogen H2 hydrogen 14 H2 3. Can it simplify again? No, because no one common is here. इसका कोई common नहीं है. So 14 H2 3 is the simple formula in the ammonia, nitrogen H2 hydrogen. So this is a very simple. Whatever compounds we take, whatever sources is there, but the chemical composition in the compounds having proportion are always fixed, are always constant. That is the law of constant proportion, and it was discovered by Joseph Proust. Understood? So when these two or more different elements combine with each other, having the proportion is remain fixed when they are obtained from different sources, but chemical proportion does not change in the same compounds. Understood it is? So that is the law of constant proportion. Now law of multiple proportion. Next one is law of multiple proportion. Third one is law of multiple proportion. Here in the law of multiple proportion, it was discovered by John Dalton in 1803. Okay. Here it say that when these two different elements combine with each other and it will form more than one compounds. Again I repeat it. When the two elements are combined with each other, it will form more than one compounds. Then the proportion is also different. The proportion is also multiple. Is it clear the terms? Suppose just for example, here hydrogen and oxygen combine to get H2O and H2O2. दो एग्जाम्पल मतलब अभी H2O means water and H2O2 means hydrogen peroxides. Okay, here water, H2O and hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. But here also having hydrogen and oxygen, here also having hydrogen and oxygen. So hydrogen adds to oxygen is here 2 to 16. How we write 2 to 16? Understood? Because there are 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. So 2 to 16 means the proportion is 1 to 8. And in H2O2, hydrogen peroxide is a 2 to 32. How it is 2 to 32? Because there are 2 oxygen. So simple proportion is 1 to 16. देखिए proportion is change. Here it is 1 to 8. Here it is 1 to 16. That is called multiple proportion. But element remains same. Hydrogen has to oxygen, and here also hydrogen has to oxygen. Okay. But in water proportion is 1 to 8, and in hydrogen peroxide 1 to 16. So it simply says that when two different elements combine with each other to form more than one compounds having proportions also different, that is multiple. But when these two elements combine with each other, you will get one compound, only one kind, and whatever source says that time the proportion remains same. Is it clear? So another one example we take carbon and oxygen. Now the carbon and oxygen to form, listen, carbon dioxide also and carbon monoxide also. Okay, this is carbon dioxide and this one is carbon monoxide. So here carbon dioxide, carbon has to oxygen is 12 to 32 means 3 to 8. 12 to 32 means 3 to 8, and here carbon H to oxygen is 12 to 16. 12 to 16 means 3 to 4. Understood the point? Here proportion 3 to 8, 3 to 4. Element are same, carbon and oxygen, carbon and oxygen, carbon and oxygen. But proportion is different. It was discovered by John Dalton in 1803. So now we take example hydrogen and oxygen, carbon and oxygen. Again we take some example here. Listen, nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen and oxygen, it form various compounds. Oxygen to form various oxides, just like here. One is N2O, second is NO, third is N2O3, then NO2, then N2O5. These are the 5 oxides are there. Just we say example here. अभी N2O क्या होगा, नाइट्रोजन H2 ऑक्सीजन. मैं यहीं पे भी इसके प्रोपोर्शन लिख देता हूँ. N2O नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड, इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Can anyone tell me? It say that laughing gas. Laughing gas, N2O. So nitrogen has 2 oxygen. What is the atomic mass of nitrogen? 14. So there are 2 nitrogen. So it is 28 H2 16. 28 H2 16. So simple ratio क्या होगा? बोलिए 7H2 4. 7H2 4. Understood? Then NO, nitric oxides. Nitric oxides. Nitrogen H2 oxygen. 14H2 16. 14H2 16. That is 7H2 8. Understood? 7H2 8. Then N2O3, dinitrogen trioxide. Dinitrogen trioxides. Nitrogen H2 oxygen. Here 28 H2. How many oxygen are there? 3. That is 48. What will be the common? 4 is common. So 7H2 12. 7H2 12. Then NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen H2 oxygen. How much? 14H2 32. 14H2 32 means 7H2 16. At last N2O5, dinitrogen pentoxide. So here it is nitrogen H2 oxygen 28 H2 40. Sorry, 28 H2 80. 28 H2 80 क्या होगा? 28 H2 80 means 7H2 20. Listen carefully. Here also nitrogen H2 oxygen, nitrogen H2 oxygen. In all cases, only the ratio between nitrogen and oxygen, but proportion remain different. Proportions are different. 7H2 4, 7H2 8, 7H2 12, 7H2 16 and 7H2 20. Means that is called law of multiple proportions. Understood it is? So law of multiple proportion, again it will be stated as, now we discuss again. The law of multiple proportion is stated as when the combination between two different elements to form more than one compound, that time the proportion remain different, that is multiple. Is called a law of multiple proportion. Okay, thank you. Please note down this.